Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm on a walk again. I like taking the time I should just be enjoying the sights and scenery, which I still do. I mean, it's not like I'm looking down, I'm looking up, I'm looking around. My eyes are open, I can see. Plus, I go on many walks where I don't have my phone. In fact, people think I'm weird because not only do I not have my phone, but I don't wear earbuds. I don't listen to music. I don't talk on my phone. I just go on walks so I can listen to nature, listen to my surroundings. Plus, I'm a psychopath, and I always think someone's going to jump me or something because apparently I think I'm that important, I think I've got paparazzi around the corner or something. I don't know, but I just like to be aware of my surroundings. And I feel like if I've got earbuds in, I can't really be aware of my surroundings. So I want to be like ninja, just jump out, be like, parkour, and freak out on people, Unagi. Remember the episode on Friends where Ross was like, unagi, and then Phoebe and Rachel go out of their way to scare him? That episode cracks me up. And listen, I am I've got some skills. I'm not people shouldn't tick me off. I'm also really good at wrestling, kind of freakishly good at it. I know how to use leverage against people and stuff. And if I get you on the ground, you're screwed. But anyway, so I don't like to and people are like, well, you could put an earbud in one ear and then have the other available so that you can be aware. But are you aware? Because I know when I listen to music, I get into it. I do the white man's overbite thing. I get into it. I don't want to, sorry, I got sidetracked by the fact that someone's littering and in this really beautiful garden thing that I'm in. And I just feel like it grates on my nerves when people are like, yeah, fuck this place that people are meticulously taking care of and taking their time and energy for free. And then there's all these cigarette butts. Oh my God, people piss me off. Ugh, disrespect bothers me. Really does. There's a lot of it going around. But anywho, it doesn't matter. Point being, I have my podcast. I'm talking on it while I am supposed to be listening to nature and supposed to be observant. But I feel like if I'm talking into the speaker of my phone, I don't have it up to my ear, I'm still aware. I'm looking around. And I guess the same could be said if I had earbuds on. I'm aware, I'm looking around, but my hearing, I can't hear. And this way, if I'm talking on my phone, I can still hear, I can still see, So, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. Did you guys want me to go on and on about that some more? I figured that was stimulating conversation. Are you guys still awake? Are you still listening? Are you still hanging on? Hello? I probably put you all to sleep. Sorry, my point is, I like to be aware of my surroundings. I want to be ready in case, I need to be a ninja, okay? But on the disrespect note, what's going on? I'm not going to talk about that a lot. I kind of want to keep that. Let's go into... I'm going to go in here. It's okay. Oh. Okay, sorry. There was a dog. I was trying to talk to them. But anyway. On the disrespect note, just to touch on that real quick. God, I am sidetracked. This is not working. There's too many things going on. Overstimulated. Abort mission. But I'm going to keep pressing on. I don't like the disrespect that's going on these days. I don't like it one tiny itty bitty bit. People really need to start getting over themselves, Billie Eilish. I mean, that girl, Hollywood. Am I right? All right, that's enough about that. really what I wanted to discuss is, again, when you become a parent and your kids grow up to be adults and your role changes, and suddenly, you're not their mommy anymore and you're not their parent really, because they're adults. You don't really get to tell them what to do. You can't tell them how to behave and what to do. And you shouldn't really offer your opinion unless they ask, although I'm famously notorious for offering my opinion when no one asks, which I need to stop doing because, of course, it's, no one asked me, and I need to butt out because I don't really like it when people just butt into my business when I didn't ask, But when you're a parent, it's hard. It's really difficult to not want to jump in and fix things, or jump in and offer advice, or, you want to help. And when you see them struggle or you see them hurting, oh my God, it just kills you. And because they're adults, you can't hold them in your arms. You can't make it okay. You can't fix it, You can maybe help a little, sure, if they're in a position where they need, I don't know, money or something like that, or a place to stay or something like that for a bit. Maybe you can help them. But if they're struggling because they're sad, anxious, worried, stressed, angry, any of those things, depressed, anxiety-ridden, that kills a parent. It really does. And then I feel bad because I want to fix it and I don't want to see them hurting. And I think I'm extra, extra sensitive to it because I'm just, well, I don't want to say I'm extra because I love my sons just as much as I'm sure everybody else does. But I just hate hearing if they're having any kind of stress and sadness. It breaks my heart. And it's just weird, though, to be a parent of adults. Like I said, the roles change and you're not really a parent anymore. You're kind of their friend. I don't know. You're a mom, but you're not parent. It's just a weird change. And then, when you have grandkids, when you see them do something, you want to step in, and then you're like, oh, wait, I'm not the parent. And I hated it when my parents would do that. I hated it when I would be doing something and I would be trying to tell my sons, not to do something or to do something or whatever. And my parents would be like, oh, Courtney, it's fine. And then they would jump in and undermine everything I just said or did, or take away everything I just said and did and do the opposite and allow them to have it or whatever it is. And I'm like, hello, I'm the parent, thanks. I don't want you to do that. I'm the parent. Or, when they would offer advice sometimes, and I know they were just doing it out of wanting to help. I don't think it was coming from a bad place at all. And I know it's like a grandparent's right to just spoil grandkids. But at the time, I was like, I didn't ask your advice. I don't want it. And that's kind of what we do, to our parents. And then we become parents and we're like, man, we're just trying to help, man. We're just trying to fix it. But at the same time, we didn't like it when our parents did it, If I wanted help, I would ask. If I wanted advice, I would ask. But unsolicited advice is annoying a lot of times. And I do it. And I try not to. And same with trying to parent my grandson. Or my grandkids. I try to parent my grandkids and I'm not the parent, So it's hard. It's hard being no longer parenting your kids, becoming a grandparent, but you're also not their parent. But then at the same time, of course, that's a pretty sweet deal too. It's a pretty sweet setup. Come on. Being a grandparent's pretty awesome. You have none of the, responsibility and all of the fun. So that's pretty sweet. Can't go wrong with that, right? So, yeah, it's weird. It's weird being... Hello, good morning. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked way too easily right now by shiny things, but it's a fun thing, though. It's a pretty sweet deal being a grandparent because, of course, now you don't have to worry about, you know, changing of the diapers or the temper tantrums or the things that you don't want to although I do change diapers and I do all the things. I like it. I'll change a poopy diaper. I don't care. But, you know, you can have all the fun things and, you know, give them back. But it's just a different role. And I don't know, if you blink, I feel like it comes at you so fast and you have to kind of take a step back. And then you remember the ways that you treated your parents. And I look back and I'm like, man, I said a lot of shitty things to my parents. And I acted like a real brat when they were just trying to help me. And at the same time, parents need to understand that if we want help, we'll ask and not to butt in. But I still feel like I said and did a lot of rude things, as we all do. We all get a little snappy with our parents. But man, I wish to God I had another day with my mom. I miss her more than I can even possibly describe. And the way that my mom died was so unnecessary. It did not have to happen. And it happened because of Democrat policies over COVID. Biden killed my mom and so many other people so many other people's moms, dads, uncles, aunts, grandparents, sisters, brothers. The Biden administration during COVID just absolutely made bad call after bad call after bad call, bad policy after bad policy. And I have so much trauma from how my mom died, so much guilt for the fact that I'm the reason that she was here. I moved her here thinking I would get to be with her. But it was at the beginning of COVID and stuff, and I thought that I would be able to see her, and I didn't know that the policies were going to be so terrible. I should have expected it from Democrat policies. I should have just assumed they were going to be awful, but I didn't know how bad they were going to be. And so to this day, knowing that she sat there for 10 days without being changed, without having clean clothes, without having a shower. She had a catheter. Her catheter wasn't getting cleaned. She died of being severely septic. They didn't have enough staff, enough caregivers to come in and clean my mom's catheter or give her a shower, but she was paying for it. She was paying those services so much so that she had to give up her paid off home. She had to get a reverse mortgage to pay for this. No one should have to do that. My grandparents had to give up their paid off home for 1 fucking year in memory care. They put a lien on my grandparents' home. And they decided that the value of my grandparents' 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, with a full attic and 100 by 100 yard was worth 1 year of my grandfather being in assisted living. As a veteran, by the way, a decorated veteran, by the way. That's horseshit. And now we find out all of this fraud. I mean, we all know that fraud's going on with the government. We all know that because it's the government and they're shady motherfuckers. The government is just horrible, and only crazy leftists think the government is wonderful because they abuse it and they commit fraud. So when you commit fraud and you don't have to pay taxes, and not only you don't have to pay taxes, but you somehow get a boatload of taxes back and you get earned income credit and you get tons more money back and you get free things up the wazolio, of course you think the government is great. I would too. I would too if I didn't have to work and I also got free shit all the time. I would also think that was great. But unfortunately, some people have to actually pay for stuff, you know. People have to actually, it's not free for everybody else. We have to pay taxes on your free stuff. So it's not really a great deal when we have to pay taxes on your free stuff and we have to work so that you can have free stuff. Other people have to actually pay for it. It's not free. Where do you think the money comes from? So my mom had to sit there because of Democrat policies. There weren't enough caregivers because at the time they were forcing vaccinations down everyone's throat. They were forcing people to choose between injecting themselves with something that had only been out for like 6 months. People had no idea what the side effects were going to be. And not everybody likes vaccinations or believes in them. And yet, the Biden administration felt that it was perfectly acceptable to force vaccinations down people or say, well, if you don't have to, but you'll lose your job. Which means you can't pay your bills, which means you don't have a place to stay, which means you lost all of your livelihood. But everybody else gets to just continue to get free stuff. And again, it's not free. People are paying for it, just not you. Just because you're not paying for it doesn't make it free. Nothing is fucking free. Sorry. Someone's paying for it. So it's frustrating because I have all of these massive, massive anxiety. I have so much anxiety and so much PTSD for having my mom come here and her calling me and begging me to come visit her and saying she doesn't want to die alone, telling me she's scared, crying and begging for me to come and visit her, saying, why aren't you coming to visit? I'm so scared. I'm lonely. And so many people had to listen to that from their parents, from their grandparents, from their family members, telling them that they didn't want to die alone in a hospital or die alone in a memory care facility or assisted living facility because the Democrats decided somehow that was going to keep people alive, that was going to keep people safe. Even though study after study has proven they completely botched the whole thing. And you fell for it. And yet you call Republicans cults, but you guys are the ones doing everything you're told like good little sheep. Like good little followers. Wear a mask. Okay. Get vaccines. Shoot yourself up with a vaccine that you know nothing about. Okay. Stay away from your loved ones. Leave your loved ones alone, dying, sick and alone, calling out for you. Okay. You agreed to that. No questions asked. You didn't do any research. You didn't try to check the facts. You didn't fact check. You didn't do research. You didn't listen to any of the doctors or the psychiatrists or the scientists that said that the Biden administration had it wrong. You know why? Because the Biden administration censored that. They lied to you. They censored it. They didn't want you to hear it. They didn't want you to hear the facts. They kept the facts away from you because they don't care about people. They don't care that you don't get to see your mom or your dad. They don't care that your mom and dad or family member is being taken away and is lonely and scared. They don't care about all the people in the assisted living facilities that didn't get to have any kind of social time and be around their friends and go out and do anything. What they did allow, though, are caregivers to come in and see your mom and dad. They allowed med techs. They allowed doctors and nurses and housekeeping and dietitians. All of them could go from room to room to room, spreading germ to germ, room to room, and I couldn't come in staying 6 feet apart, wearing a mask, washing my hand into my mom's private room. But strangers could go from room to room, seeing everybody else's family member. Make that make sense. Can you make that make sense? Because it doesn't. And I don't want people to forget about that. And I don't want people to forget about the fact that these are people that didn't have to die. And right now, people are celebrating those that made a choice to die, like Renee Good and Alex Petty. They made those choices. And George Floyd. But they don't care about my mom. I had people on TikTok when I was crying about my mom telling me, good, I'm glad your mom's dead. That's what they said to me. These fucking assholes said, good, I'm glad your mom's dead. And you want to know whose TikTok videos always got taken down and always got censored? Mine. Not theirs. I didn't ever tell someone I hope they die. Never. But my videos got taken down when I posted the flag salute, where I posted facts about COVID and facts about masks and facts about the vaccines and staying 6 feet apart. But yet you're going to take my videos down. Some of them I even got from government websites. Interesting. But you're going to take my post down? Interesting. I just don't want people to forget the evil. And look at what's going on around you. Everybody's sidetracking from the fraud. Why don't they care about the fraud? Of course, Tim Walz and Jacob Fry and Ilhan Omar definitely care. Oh, they care a whole lot. Oh boy, do they care. I wonder why. I wonder why they care so much and they're trying to distract everybody. I wonder why Gavin Newsom's doing the same. Interesting. But for some reason, there are people that don't care about that. They care about Renee Good. Do you guys know anything about her? Do you? Do you know anything about her? I'm just curious. I don't think you do. I think you guys make up stuff thinking somehow, again, it's your time to virtue signal. Anyway, I just don't want people to forget about the fraud, to forget about the fraud that's going on now in all of these different Democrat states. I'm sure there's fraud going on in Republican states as well, because the government is the government. No matter who's running it, it doesn't matter. They're shady. So just don't forget about these things. Don't forget about the mutilation of children. Don't forget about the abortion, the aborting of children. Don't forget about the illegal immigrants that they want here, even when they are criminals and violent criminals. Not all illegal immigrants, not all, but it's they don't care about the ones that are, and that's a problem. Don't forget about the hypocrisy and all the violence and all the burning and all the destruction. There's a lot of destruction. There's a lot of violence. Don't forget about Charlie Kirk. Do not forget about Charlie Kirk. It's just been sad. And I started this podcast for my mom. I miss her more than words can describe. And if anyone lost their moms or family members during COVID because they were kept away, and they didn't get to say goodbye, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the loved one that passed away, that died scared and alone. And I'm sorry for you having to go through that, because it's not okay. No one should have to die alone. No one should have to die begging for people to come and see them. That's not okay. And the Democrats were totally on board with this, and on board with kids wearing masks, and then wearing masks while you're in a car? Come on. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And everything going on right now doesn't make sense, and it's just frustrating. It's keeping me up, man. It's keeping me up. I don't like what's going on in the world. A bunch of evil. So much evil. When you're attacking churches, come on. Something is not right with you. When you're attacking churches, you have something going on. And you need Jesus. You need Jesus. You shouldn't be attacking churches. You should be going to Mass. You should be going to church. Whatever religion. It doesn't have to be Christian. It doesn't have to be Jewish. It doesn't have to be whatever it is. Mormon. I don't know. But you need a higher power. You need to answer to someone greater than you. Because it's not all about you. And right now, there's a lot of people making things all about them. There are other people. There are other people in this planet besides you. There are other people in this planet besides you. And it's time to start caring about other people and looking around and realizing there are other religions, people with different beliefs. It's not about just your opinion and your beliefs, unfortunately. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the sun and the moon do not revolve around your religion, your sexual orientation, your political beliefs. Wake up. Anyway, hold your family close, hold your loved ones close. Try to spend time with them. Don't put them off. You have no idea if you're going to have another day. Don't put them off. You got to at least call them every day and say hi, even if it's for 5 seconds, or text them every day and say hi, whatever. But keep your loved ones close and keep listening to this podcast. I so appreciate everybody that's been listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you, times a million, times infinity. I genuinely appreciate it. It means the world to me. I love everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's been here from the beginning and that's just tuning in now. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, shout it from the rooftops. Thank you so very much. Until next time.